The Europeans are stepping up, providing a lot of military support into Ukraine, and we have seen the latest numbers coming in that overall NATO allies have provided in the first 3 months over $20 billion in support to Ukraine to make sure they can stay in the fight as long as it continues. We know that the United States is a staunch ally in NATO. I had a very good meeting with the President, with President Trump, but that commitment comes with an expectation. And the expectation is that the European allies and Canada need to spend more.
We want NATO to be stronger. We want NATO to be more viable. And the only way NATO can get stronger and more viable is if our partners, the nation states that comprise this important alliance, have more capability. This is a collection not just of partners and allies, but of advanced economies, of rich countries who have the capability to do more. We understand that's a trade-off. We have to do it every single year in our country. I assure you that we also have domestic needs, but we've prioritized defense because of the role we've played in the world, and we want our partners to do the same. And I understand there's domestic politics after decades of building up vast social safety nets that maybe don't want to take away from that and invest more in national security. But the events of the last few years, a full-scale ground war in the heart of Europe, is a reminder that hard power is still necessary as a deterrent. And so we do want to leave here with an understanding that we are on a pathway, a realistic pathway, to every single one of the members committing and fulfilling a promise to reach up to 5% of spending. That includes the United States will have to increase its percentage. Because if the threats truly are as dire as I believe they are, and the members of this alliance believe they are, then that threat has to be confronted by a full and real commitment to have the capability to confront these things, to confront them. And that's been the message President Trump had in his first administration, and it's the one he brings into this one. He's not against NATO. He is against a NATO that does not have the capabilities that it needs to fulfill the obligations that the treaty imposes upon each and every member state. And it wants our nation, and no one expects that you're going to be able to do this in 1 year or two, but the pathway has to be real. This is a hard truth, but it is a basic one that needs to be said now in order for us to prove, and in order for us to build the kind of NATO that has the capability to defend the territories of our nation states and deter any action that would be aggressive against any one of us. So I hope to have a chance to engage on that here today in our conversations. I'm sure we will.
My friends, to me it looks like Marco Rubio came to Europe to calm the Europeans down and assure them that the United States is aligned with NATO. But doesn't that contradict President Trump's recent decision to impose tariffs on the European Union? And in which world will any NATO member be able to sustainably commit 5% of their GDP to defense? The answer? Probably none. At least that's what I think. What about you? Let me know what you think in the comments, and I wanna wish you all the best.